Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about mean, mode, median, and range. Four key topics that are important for middle school and high school math. So without further ado, let's get started. So here we're given a series of numbers. We have numbers 4, 5, 2, 1, 6, 8, 19, 4, 0, 3, 6, 6, 1. And already I see we have quite a few numbers. We have some numbers that are greater than others. I notice that the number 19 is greater than the rest. Interesting. Well, when we have a data set, we actually have all these different features of this data set. So the first one we're going to be talking about is the mean. The mean is the average of a set of numbers. So when I say average, I kind of want you to think of, like, for example, in your schools, maybe you have an average for each of your classes. Average, it's a very vague but also mathematical term. The average here can be found by finding the sum of the values in a set and then dividing by the number of values. So for example, if we want to find the mean of this set, what we would do is we would add up every single number in this entire set, right? And then we'll have a total sum. And we'll divide that sum by the number of numbers. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 13 numbers here. And the sum of these numbers is 65. I did this beforehand. And if we divide that by 13, we get the number 5. So the average, the mean, is 5. Next, we have the mode. And the mode is a number that appears most frequently. So in this data set we have here, I notice that the number 6 is the mode because it appears 3 times. We have it once here, another time here, and a third time right there. No other number appears 3 or more times, which means that 6 is our mode. It is the number that appears most frequently. So 6. Alright, next we have the median. The median is the number in the middle of the sets. So when we find the median, first thing you have to do is put the numbers in a numerical order. Now, I won't be getting into that, but here you can see what that would look like. So it would be 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, 8, 19. So we have quite a few numbers right there. And what we would do is we try to find the number in the middle. And what I like to do, for example, is say if we're working with this data set, I'll just rewrite it maybe over here. So 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 3 sixes, 8, 19. And what you can do to find the number in the middle after you've put them in numerical order is you just cross one off on each side until you get the number that is left in the middle. We get the number 4, which is the 7th term. That is our median. And last but not least, we have is the range. The range is the difference between the lowest and highest values of the sets. So here we already have it in sequential order, which does make it a lot easier. We have the highest as 19 and we have the lowest as 0. This means our range is 19 minus 0, which is equal to 19. So the range here is 19. Alright, cool. Now that we understand the basic values, what we can do is we can do some practice problems. So first, why don't we start off with number 3. Which of the following is true about the set of numbers below? And in order to solve this multiple choice problem, it seems like we have to find the mean, median, range, and mode. So what I'm going to do is first find the mean. So 19. So first, remember, when we find the mean, we want to add up all the numbers, find the sum, and then divide by the number of numbers, which is here is 5. We have 5 numbers. Number of numbers is 5. Cool. So let's go ahead and add this up. If I just do some quick math, that should be 105. And 105 divided by 5 is equal to 21. So the mean is 21 and not 20. So A is false. Next, the median is 22. So, since we're asked that, let's think. First, we said to find the median, we want to put the numbers in a numerical order, and which we already have right here. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 is in a numerical order. So all we have to do is just find the number in the middle. So cross one here, 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 and we're left with 21. So here it looks like that the median is also 21, which is perfectly fine and it's normal. So we can cross out B because B is false. The next says the range is 14. So range, once again, is the difference between the greatest number and the least number. So 23 minus 19 is equal to 4. So the range is 4. Therefore, get it? Therefore, it can't be C. So by default, we're left with choice D. But to describe why it's right is that we don't have a number appearing here more than once. There is no most frequent number. They all appear the same number of times. If I added a 19 to the beginning of the list, then yeah, 19 would be the mode. But guess what? We don't have that. So there would be no mode. Cool. I hope that makes sense. And let's do one more problem in this worksheet. So let's do number 1. Steve and Sally both attend Lincoln High School. Sally takes 5 courses and has an average grade of 80 in each course. Steve took a total of 8 courses. If both students have the same sum of course grades, what is Steve's average? So, first we're told that Sally takes 5 courses and she has an average of 80 in each course. So remember, when we find the mean, what we're doing is we're multiplying the number of numbers times, or actually, let's trace back on that. We're finding the sum of the numbers, divide that by number of numbers, and we get the mean. Correct? Cool. So what this problem is having us do is kind of work backwards. Normally we would go this way to find the mean. We would take the sum and divide it by the number of numbers to find the mean. However, we have the mean now. We have the average. And we have the number of numbers, which is the number of courses. So all we have to do is we're going to work this way now. We're going to do 80 times 5, which is 400. So the sum of numbers for Sally is 400. And now we're told that both students have the same sum of the courses, but Steve took 8 courses. So to find Steve's average, we're going to use 400, but the number of numbers is going to be 8. So 400 divided by 8 is equal to 50. That means the answer is 50. Cool. I hope that helps. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.